Before we start the movie, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our new content. Our movie begins with a handsome young man named Jimmy. We learn that he is still a student, and is sitting in a cafe with two very beautiful girls. He is attracted to both of them and struggles to decide which one to pursue. Jimmy successfully wins the affection of one of the girls and starts a relationship with her. After some time, she calls him and tells him that she is pregnant. Jimmy is shocked and urges her to terminate the pregnancy, explaining that he is still a student, and cannot take on the responsibility of raising a child at this stage of his life. However, the girl refuses and gives him two options: either marry her and live together with the child, bearing all the financial responsibilities, or continue supporting her financially and fulfilling her demands without marriage. Jimmy is extremely stressed but chooses the second option. He begins to spend money on her and cater to her every request, even going as far as using his college tuition funds to give her money, hoping to get rid of her. Later, Jimmy discovers that the girl was never actually pregnant, and had been scamming other young men in the same way. He decides to take revenge and recover his college funds. However, when he looks for her, he finds out that she has left the city, leaving him devastated. Jimmy then goes to his friend Fred and explains what happened, asking for help in paying his college tuition. Fred refuses to help and tells Jimmy he must face the consequences of his mistakes. Jimmy tries to persuade Fred by offering to help him meet a beautiful girl, and start a relationship with her. Eventually, Fred agrees to help and pay the tuition fees. The two head to a restaurant in the city to find a suitable girl for Fred. To their surprise, the restaurant is empty except for one girl, who seems intellectual or poetic. They decide to approach her and introduce themselves as university students, inviting her to a party for intellectual students and poets. She quickly agrees. Jimmy asks Fred to pay the bill while he waits with the girl in the car. When they get to the car, the girl shows interest in Jimmy and gets closer to him, and it seems like Jimmy starts to fall for her too. Seeing this, Fred becomes angry and argues with Jimmy, telling him he will no longer pay his tuition fees because Jimmy stole the girl they had chosen for Fred. After their argument, they return to the car to find that the girl has left. Furious, Fred storms off, leaving Jimmy stranded in the middle of the road. Jimmy feels lost and doesn't know what to do, especially since he won't be able to pay his tuition and will fail this year, which will anger his father. The next day, Fred returns to Jimmy, taking him in his car along with two girls who work as escorts, claiming they are his friends. They all head to Fred's house, which is the most luxurious among them, to spend the day there. At the house, they meet a girl named Lisa, who dislikes Fred because of his arrogance. Lisa and Jimmy start talking, and he opens up to her about his dream of traveling to Hawaii to attend the college he dreams of, but he doesn't have enough money. At the end of the day, Jimmy returns home and talks to his father. He tells him about his desire to travel to Hawaii to fulfill his dream and study at the college he wants. He asks his father for financial help, but his father refuses and gets angry with him. Over time, Jimmy and Lisa grow closer and fall in love. One day, Jimmy asks Lisa for financial help to fulfill his dream of studying in Hawaii, but she apologizes, saying she can't help. Instead, she suggests he ask her mother, hinting that her mother might agree to help him. Jimmy likes the idea and goes to meet Lisa's mother to request financial assistance. However, her mother refuses, explaining that she is busy preparing for a big party. Undeterred, Jimmy offers to help her with the party arrangements, and even promises to bring more people to attend. She is convinced and agrees to give him the money. Jimmy returns home, packs his bag, and leaves a note for his family explaining that he is traveling to Hawaii to pursue his dream college. When his father reads the note, he becomes furious. Jimmy then visits Joyce, a friend of his mother's, to say goodbye before his trip. Joyce invites him to dinner, but Jimmy declines, saying he promised to meet Lisa before leaving. Joyce leaves the room angrily, but Jimmy follows her and asks about her husband. Joyce reveals that they had separated due to personal issues. The two begin to talk and drink together, growing closer as they share a dance. Before we continue, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our new content. Jimmy remembered his date with Lisa, so he called her to apologize for being late and assured her he was on his way and wouldn't take long. However, he succumbed to Joyce's advances and ended up having a relationship with her. Shortly afterward, Joyce received a call from her ex-husband, informing her that he was coming over to talk. Jimmy quickly gathered his things and left before the ex-husband arrived. He went to Lisa's house, but her mother told him she had gone to a party and would be spending the evening with a friend. Frustrated, Jimmy decided to go after her. When Jimmy arrived at the party, he saw Lisa dancing. As soon as she noticed him, Lisa approached him angrily, scolding him for not arriving on time as he had promised, and demanded that he leave. Jimmy apologized and tried to explain the circumstances that had delayed him, but Lisa broke down in tears, walked away, and left him standing there. Suddenly, security guards approached to escort Jimmy out of the party. Just then, a girl named Susie appeared, claiming that Jimmy was her fiancé to prevent the guards from throwing him out. Of course, Susie was lying. She didn't know Jimmy at all. She took him out of the party, and they went to a restaurant for dinner. Susie was trying to sabotage Jimmy's relationship with Lisa, but her actions only annoyed him, and he left the restaurant to return to Lisa at the party. At the party, Jimmy saw a young man named Michael standing on stage, playing music and trying to catch Lisa's attention. Determined to win her back, Jimmy decided to copy him. He got on stage and started speaking, trying to grab Lisa's attention and make her forgive him. However, his mood shifted when he saw Lisa standing next to Michael. Enraged, Jimmy began insulting Lisa and the party guests. Lisa looked at him, shocked and heartbroken, before leaving the party with Michael. Jimmy followed them and saw Michael get out of the car, ready to confront him. The two men started fighting while Lisa watched from inside the car, crying. Michael was stronger and severely beat Jimmy, leaving him on the ground before driving off with Lisa. When Jimmy regained consciousness, he decided to call Joyce, but to his surprise, his father answered the phone. Realizing his father was involved with Joyce, Jimmy felt deep regret for what had happened between him and her. Furious with his father, Jimmy resolved to inform him of his plan to leave for Hawaii, and refused to listen to any further objections. In the final scene, we see Jimmy leaving home and setting off to pursue his dream, marking the end of our film. If you enjoyed the movie, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our new content.